Okay, welcome back to our next video, part 3 on multiplying polynomials. And I'm going to talk about two special types of polynomials, and one of them is sometimes called the difference, but we're going to hear the word conjugate a lot, so I'm going to refer to it as the fact that they are conjugates of each other. And what we mean by conjugates is that you have one that is something like a plus b, and the other one, the conjugate of it, is a minus b. So they are exactly the same variables, the same terms, but one is added together and the other is subtracted. And the one thing that makes these special is that when I go and multiply them, so I'm going to do FOIL real quick, and so I do first, and I'm going to get a squared. I'm going to do, so that was first, and then I'm going to do outside, and then I'm going to do inside, and then I'm going to do the last, okay? And what makes these special is this piece right here. And what you notice is that you have a minus AB and a positive AB, and those will cancel out, and I'm only going to be left with a squared minus b squared, okay? So anytime you see a perfect square, that's what this is. This is a perfect square, and another perfect square, and they are subtracted, okay, then they will factor to be a plus b and a minus b. So when we go to factoring, this is going to be something that is a special factoring that you're going to need to be able to recognize how to go backwards. And again, the way we recognize those is that they are both perfect squares with a subtraction. Okay, but again, those are called conjugates of each other. So here's an example down here. So if I multiply these, I'm going to get 8 times 8 is 64. So that's first, outside, okay, inside, oops, can't think what I was writing, the plus 56b, and then your last, in this case, is a negative 49b squared. And again, these are going to cancel, and I get 64 minus 49b squared. So if you recognize those as conjugates, you really can not do that piece right there, just skip it. So in this case, we notice that they are conjugates of each other. They are exactly the same thing with just the negative, and so this is first and last is all I need to do. So that would be 4n squared minus 36. And do you notice how both 4 and 36 are perfect squares? Over here, 64 and 49 are perfect squares. Okay? So that is one of the specials. And multiplication, it's not as important, but if you understand the multiplication, the going backwards to factoring makes it a lot easier. Okay. The next one we have is a perfect square trinomial. This causes a lot of kids problem. And it is when you have a binomial and it's squared, okay? And what happens is a lot of kids want to just say, well, it's a squared plus b squared. No, it is not. So what you have to remember is that it is a plus b times a plus b, two of those. And now when I do FOIL, I'm going to get a squared plus ab plus ab plus b squared. And when I combine my terms, because these are like, I'm going to have 2 times a times b plus b squared, okay? And that is a pattern that's always going to happen. So a lot of times what I will say to the kids is, if you can remember, you square your a, take a times b times the 2, that gives you the 2ab, and then square your b. And then that'll also help you shorten it down. Do you need to know that? No, you don't, because you can just do it the long way. So let's just show you here. So when you see this, you should write it out. That should be your first step, okay? Now I'm doing FOIL. So first, okay, outside, inside, last. Again, these two are the same. That will always happen. In this case, 18 and 18 is also 36 plus 9. Okay? Again, let me show you how to do that. 6x squared would be 36x squared. 6x times 3 would be 18 times 2 would be 36x. And then square the 3 and you get your 9. Okay? So let me just show you on this one. I'm going to square this. So I get 49x squared. I'm going to take this times that. So in that case, 7 times 4 is 28. Times 2 would be 56, and it's negative. And then x times y squared. Now, all of that is going to be multiplied together. So in that case, we have an xy squared. And then I'm just going to square this piece. So 4 squared would be 16. And y squared would be y4. Okay? Now that's me doing it the short way. Let's do it the long way. 7x minus 4y squared. 7x minus 4y squared. Okay? First, okay, outside, 4 times 8 is 28, or 7 times 8 is 28, xy squared. Inside, and then your last. Okay, again, these are like terms. I'm going to put them together. And then I have that one. Okay, and I missed a sign. That was my bad up here. There we go. Okay, because the negative 4 squared is positive 16. Okay, so that is, again, just your special 2 is multiplying conjugates and how to multiply perfect square trinomials.